Hey guys, today I'm here to clearly explain that what is the time series analysis with definition and example that will clear your all concepts. So don't miss this video and must watch this video from starting to end. So let's start. So here first of all I'm going to discuss the definition. What is time series analysis? Very easiest definition: arrangement of arrangement arrangement of data according to according to arrangement of data according to time period. Very simple. According to time period, or you can say that chronological, or you can also say that chronological chronological arrangement of data chronological arrangement of data is called as time series analysis. It's called as time series analysis. For example, we have the data, any of data. Let's suppose that we have given years 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, and 2021, and 2022, and 2023. Let's suppose that we have given years. Very simple definition: arrangement of data. We always arrange the data. Let's suppose that this is X data. We always arrange the data according to time period. Let's suppose that this is 2017. We'll arrange the data 2018, 2019, and 2010. Let's suppose that, must remember that arrangement of data according to time period, that's called as time series analysis. Must remember. And must remember that time series analysis have four components: TCSI. Number one, T is here trend. T shows here trend. C is the cyclic. C is cyclic. And S shows here seasonal. S shows here seasonal. And I shows here irregular. I shows here irregular. That's called as time series analysis. I hope that we have clearly explained that what is the time series analysis: arrangement of data according to time period, which is given here. That's called as time series analysis. And time series have four components: TCSI, trend, cyclic, seasonal, and irregular. I will also discuss each part, trend, cyclic, and each part in the next video. So, definition of secular variations or trend with real life examples. So let's start. Very simple. First of all, we will discuss definition, the variations. What are the secular variations? You can say that the variations which are very long term, the variations which are very long term and may cover and which may cover more than 10 years, more than 10 years to occur. Must remember that the secular variations are very long term. Must remember, this is the first point. You can say that this have a 100 years ago, this have a very long term procedure about the secular variations in an years of 1700, 1500, you can say that, and which may cover more than 10 years to occur. That means that it can take the 100 years or 200 lost. Must remember. This is the first point about the secular variation. The next point is here. These variations are slow. These variations are slow. This is very important point, and have gradual changes, and have gradual changes. Very important point. Gradual changes. Gradual changes. So here, next point is very important. These variations of secular trend are slow and have gradual changes. You can say that slowly change. For example, you can say that the transport system in old time, we mostly use the camels and horses to travel from one point to another point, but in 2023 we mostly use cars and buses to travel from one point to another. So these secular variations have a slow process, have a gradual changes, as I have discussed in the real life example. So here you can write the example here. For example, the transport system, for example, the transport system in old line is converted the transport system, very important point, the transport system in old time is converted into modern transport system. Modern transport system. Modern transport system. I already discussed about the old transport system. I already discussed about the camels and horses in the era of 1700, 1600, 1500 last time. But in the modern transport system, we mostly use cars and buses and bikes to travel from one point to another in the era of 2023. So this is the process of secular variation, and it took very long time, and it took very long time for change. So that's called as secular variations. So simply I can say that the variations which are a very long term and which can cover 100 years or 200 last ago in an year of 1700, you can say that 1500, 1600, but in this system you have gradual changes from old system to a modern system. These changes are called as definition with real life examples of seasonal variations. So here this is the component of time series analysis. So here the variations, very easiest definitions, the variations which are caused by seasons. Very important point. Seasons. The variations, or you can say that changing which are caused by seasons. Let's suppose that we have autumn season, summer season, winter season. This is caused by definition of seasonal variations. So most important point, very easiest. This is the first point here. The variations which are caused by seasons, winter season, autumn season, or you can say that summer season. The next point is here. This is the first point. Number two point is here. Religious, very important point. Religious festivals. Religious festivals. This is the second most important point about this definition. For example, we have religious festivals in an year of and 2020, which is 2022, which was the past year. We have many festivals. We have enjoyed here Eid ul-Fitr, Eid ul-Azha, Diwali, Christmas, all festivals we enjoyed here. That is the definition of seasonal variation. So first one is here, seasons, and next is here, religious festivals. Very important point. The next and the last point here, and our traditions. This is the third point about the definition and our traditions. Very important point. Traditions, you can say that in marriage, people have their own and or different traditions. So that is also the definition of seasonal variation. Very important point with real life examples. So here the variations which are caused by seasons. Number one point, religious festivals, and our traditions are called as seasonal variations. I hope that you are clear the point about that. Called as seasonal variations. Now I'm going to discuss the last and most important note and point about this definition of seasonal variations, which is very important. That will clear your all concepts. So don't miss and must watch also this part here. The next most important point about that note. Very important point. These changes reoccur. These changes come back or you can say that reoccur after the fixed interval of time. After the fixed interval of time. After the fixed interval of time. This most important point about that definition here. Let's suppose that we have a past year, I again repeat here, 2022. In 2022, we have many seasons about winter season, summer season, autumn season. This is the first point. The next, religious festivals, Eid ul-Fitr, Eid ul-Adha, Diwali, Christmas, and that's last point here about marriage traditions. These changes will be come back again in the year today 2023. This will be come back. So these changes come back again after the fixed interval of time. So that's called as definition of cyclic variation. That is the component of time series analysis. So let's start. The variations, very easiest definition. The variations which are long term, oscillations, very important point, which are long term oscillations and which are like swings or waves type movements. Very important point. Waves type movements are called as cyclic variations. Cyclical variations. So let's this the real life example of cyclic variation, which will be very helpful to you to understand this topic. So must remember that the best and main example of cyclic variation is the life of a businessman. Must remember that. As you know that life of businessman have prosperity sometimes because he gets more and more money. So and sometimes he will get the depression because it gets less money, low and low money. So that stages, and number third, he get recovery. So that stages prosperity and depression and recovery. That's called as cyclic variation. I hope that you have cleared this example. So here I can write here the best and main example of cyclical variation is life of a businessman. Must remember, life of a businessman. Must remember, very important point. Life of a businessman is called as cyclical variations. Must remember, very important point. There may be 4 stages. Must remember, there may be there may be 4 stages in the life of businessman. Must remember that there may be 4 stages in the life of a businessman. Number 1, prosperity, or you can say that happiness. Sometimes if a businessman gets more and more money, so it will be prosperity and happiness. Must remember. Number 2 point is here, contraction. He gets the contraction, and you can say that contraction or recession, contraction or recession. Now the 3rd point is given here for prosperity, contraction, and next will be a depression. Sometimes a businessman gets low money, so it will be here face the depression. The last point is here, number 4, which is recovery. Sometimes after prosperity, depression, he also get the recovery. So you can say that, or expansion. That's called as cyclical variation. So must remember that if you ask that what is cyclic variation, you can say that the life of a businessman, that's called as cyclical. Definition of irregular variations with real life examples. So let's start the variations. Very easiest definition. Must note that the variations which occur due to number 1 point, accidental events. This is the number 1 point, very important. यानी कि वो वेरिएशंस जो कि एक्सीडेंटल इवेंट्स की वजह से होते हैं, ड्यू टू हादसाती वाकयात और रैंडम इवेंट्स, you can say that change events, बेतरतीब वाकयात, that's called as irregular variations. For example, these examples will clear you all concepts about this topic. Number 1 is wars. जंगें जो होती हैं उनमें बेतरतीबी होते हैं, यानी कि हादसाती वाकयात पेश आते हैं. That's called as irregular variations. Very simple. Number 2nd point is given here, floods. सैलाब का आ जाना, अचानक सैलाब भी आ जाते हैं. That's called as irregular variations. And next will be here, number 3rd, earthquakes. This is very important point. ज़लज़ले वगैरह आना, वो भी अचानक आते हैं. These are the random. That's called as irregular variation. And the last, number 4 point is given here, famines. कहर साली आ जाना, and that's called as irregular variations. What are the irregular? You can say that the variations which occur due to accidental events, hasati vakiyat, which occur in the sudden and random events, that's called as irregular variations. For example, wars, floods, earthquakes, famines. I hope that we are clear the concept about the irregular variations, the variations which occur due to accidental events, hasati vakiyat, and the next point is there, random events, betati vakiyat, are called as irregular variations. For example, floods, silab, earthquakes, zilzile वगैरह अचानक आते हैं. And next will be here famines, कहर साली, and the last one given here, the last point is given here, floods, जंगे वगैरह होना, wars are called as irregular variations. Thanks for watching this video. Also share this lecture with your classmates and friends so that they also have a benefit of it, and don't forget to like and subscribe this video. Goodbye.